What is going on? This is Ahmad Awais, and today I'm really excited to share what I think is going to be the future of AI development. This is like, just like many of you, I use GitHub, right? And I also like to use GitHub Copilot, which is super, super helpful using, AI to predict what I'm going to write and help me fix a bunch of issues. But I think GitHub Copilot Workspace is the next iteration of it. It's the next step. It's like a Copilot native development environment that is designed for everyday tasks. It's like you can literally, yes, 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 you heard it right. You can literally ask it to do things for you in your repository, and it'll go ahead and do that. And that is exactly you are going to learn in this crash course, right? So let's get started. This is not everyone has access to it. I've been playing with this as a GitHub star for a good while now, and this is in technical preview right now. But what it does is you can basically start a GitHub Copilot workspace through an issue, through a pull request, or you can even go to GitHub Copilot Workspace, and as you can see, I have a bunch of sessions with it. You can create a completely new session, select a repository, and do what you want to do, right? Basically, let's go down here. There's a good explanation here. So I think working on an issue has become really, really simple because of this. Like if you look at this, right, it has an issue and a specification. It'll create a specification of what you're trying to ask, what is the situation, the current situation, and what are you trying to propose, right? The proposed changes, right? And by the way, you can edit all of this. You can add more items to all of these, so you can kind of augment your own intentions and own context in here. And finally, it'll start exploring all of that, right? It'll generate a plan. It'll look at all of the files that need to be changed. It'll predict what changes it's going to create. And just like that, you're going to ask it to, okay, go ahead and implement those changes, right? There you go. And you can see all of the changes. You can see the live preview of it. You can share it with your team. It's just pretty, really amazing. It's like unbelievable. And wait for it. Seriously, wait for it. You can do all of this on your mobile. That is how cool that is, right? Literally, I'm sitting down, I'm thinking about, okay, what if I could do this? What if I could, document this feature really well, or add, these changes here and there, and I can just explore all that on my mobile device, right? Unbelievable. So, for example, let me actually go ahead and share with you a couple of examples here, right? So here's a GitHub repository that I have, completely open source. It's called cli-welcome. What it does is it allows you to add a welcome message to your CLI. It's pretty simple, right? And I think a couple of days or sometimes ago, I got this issue that why are you putting prettier as a production dependency? And I thought this was odd and must have been a silly mistake. So instead of doing all of this myself, I just opened this up in Workspace, right? What it did was it created the specification for me. As you can see, it read all of the files, created the specification, right? It created the proposed changes. And I was like, okay, sound good. Generate this as a plan. So what's going to do is hopefully it's going to go to packages in and move prettier down from dependencies to dev dependencies. Yes, that is exactly what I want. And then implement those changes. You see, all I'm doing here is just sitting around and talking to it. Like this is a very simple example, as you can imagine. But generally, it's pretty useful if you can go and see here. Uh, it just added those changes to prettier. This is actually already deployed, which is why you're not seeing this as a dev right now. And just like that, if you look at the pull requests here, I have closed this and shipped this update. Right? It's pretty easy, right? Pretty awesome as well. So how about we go ahead and do something more fun with this, right? So here's another package of mine, right? It's called CLI Alert. You can imagine I am into CLIs. I literally created a nodecli.com course to help everyone create Node.js CLIs. But yeah, that's a story for another day. So CLI Alerts is a package that allows you to have these fun little alerts in your CLI for whatever reason, debugging or just good alerts of sorts if you want to use. And if you go to the pull request here, I see that there's this person who wants to disable the line breaks. Yeah, I love having spaces in around the alerts, but yeah, not everyone is like me, right? And reading through his PR, I can see, yeah, his motivation is correct. Sometimes, not everyone wants line breaks. So looking at the file changes here, I think he added an option in this package, made it default by true line break, and made it dynamic. So all of the line breaks are now kind of optional, not really optional, but it's like, you can disable them, right? I think this is a really good PR, except he is not documenting these changes on the README. So no one else knows this option exists, right? So here's what we are going to do. We're going to go to the conversation here, and we're going to open this up in Workspace, right? So I'm going to ask it something like simple, like, can you document these changes as well, so developers know that they can disable line breaks, right? And then I'm going to save it. It's going to create the specification. It's right now reading all of the files in my code and analyzing the situation. And here is the workspace defining what is the current situation, right? So line break is in index.js, and I think it did a pretty good job, right? It needs to add, there's nothing about this in README. And the proposed plan is to document this in README. Here you go, right? So, well, I think this is pretty good. So I'm going to click generate plan, and it's going to generate an actual plan using files that it needs to change. So it says, well, no changes are required in Next.js. Uh, README needs to be updated, and it's also probably going to add a test, right? So let's go ahead and implement these changes. Let's see what's going to happen. So right now, all the 3 files from the plan are here, and it's right now creating the README. This is actually really what we care about. Oh, it's gonna take some time because it's a README, right? And I think it's like one of the latest version of GPT-4 trying to write all of my README here. But let's give it a few minutes and see where it ends up. And there you go. Just like that, we have all the changes in the README. As you can see, I can actually go ahead and change all of this, but it read through my way of writing documentation in the README, added the line break option, and let me actually close this one. It added that by default, it is going to be true. It's an option to enable or disable line breaks before and after the alert message. By default, line breaks are enabled. To disable them, set them to false. And it also added an example. This is pretty awesome. No more changes, right? Yep, that is the only change we see here, right? So yeah, this is pretty good. And then it went ahead and added a test case for us in the test.js file. So line break is true and everything, and line break is false and everything here. I don't know if I actually needed a test case, but yeah, let us slide for once. Let's see how it goes. And in index.js, I don't think there are any changes. Yeah. So see, as this is an AI and we are in the early stages of this, you can imagine it, being not always correct and sometimes hallucinating. What I should have done is probably remove this from the plan, right? Either way, I think we are golden here. We have the changes we need. How about I go ahead and update this pull request? So what's going to do is it's going to create a commit message, document line break option in the README. It's going to also write the summary of all the changes I added. I'm going to add a gm doc here because I use emoji log for commit messages. And I think we're good. We can just go ahead and update the pull request. Even more fun, I've gone ahead and integrated GitHub Copilot Workspace with Langbase. On Langbase, you can create a pipe, ask it for the changes, and it'll create the prompt that you need to create the scene. For example, I was just chatting with one of our pipes where I have these rate limiting headers. Can we have them as standard rate limiting headers? And here's the tool call. As you can see, it predicted what changes you needed to make, and now I can just code this with GitHub Copilot Workspace. If I click here, you'll see it'll quickly take me into this thing where it will start specing all of this. All of my prompt is already there as coming from Langbase, and it is already creating the changes that are required to create this change in my repository as a pull request, right? It is pretty amazing. As you can see, here's the plan, and I can generate that plan. I can create this implementation and be done in a matter of minutes. This is amazing, right? So I would love to know, I'm going to share all of this on Twitter. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this. I truly think that this is super, super helpful because, oh, there you go. Just right here. It's also going to go ahead and update our rate limiting docs. I didn't ask it to do so, but this is going to be super, super helpful, right? This is really amazing. I would love to know what you think about GitHub Copilot Workspace. I think I would just start calling it Workspace because it makes more sense. But how about you? What are your thoughts? See ya. Ciao. Bye.